are live. Good morning. This is Attorney Vince Davis, and this is The Secret, How to Fight CPS and Win. I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Darren Guai. Darren, how are you? Coming to us from the state of Maine.
Yes, sir, Mr. Davis. We're doing well. We survived the hurricane, so it's clean up and bring it to the dump day.
Very good. And we have a special guest today. We have Miss Melissa Hara. Melissa, how are you?
I am good.
Good. Sounds like you. Where are you coming to us from?
Well, typically Southern Alabama, but today I'm in New Orleans.
Oh.
What are you doing in New Orleans?
Well, I had to come over here to help a friend with something, and I had some family friends who's never seen New Orleans, so they wanted to make a whole day ordeal of it.
How long is that drive for you?
2.5 hours.
Oh, okay. I guess not that bad.
You ever been to New Orleans, Mr. Davis?
I have. Many times.
Really?
Hey, look, Mike says I didn't get a link. Mike, in order to get a link, you need an email address given to us.
Mike.
Melissa, do you know Mike Bartz?
I've seen him a couple times, but no, I don't know him.
Retired American Air Force, U.S. Air Force.
10 for sure.
Yeah, he's on the Men in the Trenches, right?
Correct.
Look at the
yeah, see,
notoriety.
Darren, I even see you on the other show.
Woo!
Yeah, no, it sounded like he was having it pretty rough with everything with his.
Did you like my talking skills, though? I did nice, right? I talked him out of that pretty good, didn't I?
Yes.
I mean, would you have thought that was staged? Because it wasn't.
No, that was more of a flying by the seat of your pants.
Yeah, all right, good. Yeah, I never even heard from Mr. Davis, when I had to sit in for you, when I had to be the secret. You know what? That's very hard to sit there and just talk for 50-something minutes with no break. Like, I was literally lightheaded after that show, with no gas, no nothing. I swear I was dizzy. It's crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, but you covered some good topics, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I mean, I just figured I just had.
He kept it entertaining. Tried to keep people laughing.
I tried to do what I could do. So, Melissa, are we waiting for Mike, or are we going to just go ahead?
No, well, Mike hasn't given us an email address, so we'll just have to launch right in with Melissa. Melissa, what did you want to talk to me about?
Well, there were several things, and I'm sure Darren probably might want to start the topic to what we was discussing.
Well, where was about the lady with the questions with the adjudicating that she was in the services for a long time?
Oh, yes. Okay. So there is a lady that she reached out to me based on one of my TikToks that I had like a statistics thing on kind of the damage and harm done by CPS. And she reached out to me and she was telling me her story, how her kids, she's in the Bay County area of California there. And her kids have been in limbo for 3 years. They removed the now 8 and 6-year-old, and they were removed a pretty, 3 years ago. Not even a half a year after they were removed, she had another child, and CPS straightforward told her that she did not meet the grounds to have that child removed. So they're letting her keep the youngest child, but won't give her back the older children. And she's been doing services for over 2 years now. Which to me makes no sense, because if she's good enough to take care of a baby, why ain't she good enough to take care of an 8-year-old that can speak for himself? Because her kids were removed based under allegations of abuse, that they were in danger.
Uh-huh.
But it was essentially due to a bad ex. They were the ex was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Cops came into the area where they lived. They figured out that the ex was driving a stolen vehicle. She knew nothing of it. He got arrested. They arrested her, but then released her the next day, and then turned around and told her you were never arrested, you were only detained. Gave her a business card with a CPS worker's phone number on it, and she's never been able to get her 2 boys home. In the meantime, she's went through, she said, like 7 workers, 5 court-appointed attorneys. She separated from her ex, and they're still not offering her any way to get her kids back.
Did they say why, or?
No, they don't really give her a reason. She goes to a hearing. No one says anything to her. No one files anything. It's just been really bad on her, and she's afraid now that they're just looking to terminate and find them adoptive homes.
This in California, right?
Yeah, Bay County area.
Does she have a lawyer?
Paid for by the court for the court.
You know, I wonder if she's willing to call me. I'd be happy to talk to her about her case. That seems very odd.
Yeah, she even emailed me over some paperwork, and she wanted to write a letter to the judge and kind of tell the judge a few things, and I kind of advised her against it. You know, like I told her, even though parental reporting's allowed, most judges see it as a parent saying what they want, how they want it, and they don't consider it to be considering the best interest of the child.
Yeah, I wouldn't have her write a letter to the judge, because that's not going to help, right? It's not considered evidence.
And when she goes to court, she takes the 2.5-year-old with her, and they tell her how good she's doing with the 2.5-year-old.
That's the weirdest thing. You know, every once in a while I hear stories like that, and I'm like you. Well, if she's taking care of the baby, and usually it's a new baby, how come she can't take care of the other children?
Right. Yeah, and that's been my argument about it. I do have her contact information, her email, and everything. And with talking to Darren, I was like, man, there's some way that we got to talk to Vincent about it, because it seems a little just odd that they say that a baby who can't speak sentences is great to live with her, but yet children who can darn near raise themselves at this point aren't good enough to be with her. It makes no sense. She's got a stable 3-bedroom place. She's in an apartment building, 3 bedrooms. She's got her own car. She has her own source of income. They're not allowing her mother to take the children, even though there's no criminal background or anything. They won't even take an application from the mother. And they won't even allow her oldest daughter to get custody of the children, and her oldest daughter's like 21.
Do we know what the allegations against her were?
It was pretty much the ex. He had drugs stashed in the house. He had the stolen car. He's a multi-conviction felon. But she is separated from him. She filed her divorce over a year ago, and he's not quite cooperating. But outside of that, she's a single parent holding her own, being really upstanding. She's completed all the services of the case service plan. And about a year ago, she had an issue with the ex. And that was the final straw between her and the ex. And she's been doing good ever since. And they're just not really giving her a chance. But yet she's good enough for a baby.
Well, you know what? Tell her to give me a call. I'd like to talk to her and maybe review her file, because that doesn't seem correct to me. There must be more to this story.
Well, and that's what I said, and that's why she started sending me documents, because they literally said that she did not meet the risk of abuse or harm to mandate any kind of removal or anything of the baby. But they did tell her if she wanted, she could enter into voluntary services, which she ever so politely declined.
Right. Okay, well, definitely have her call me, Melissa, and let's see if we can help her.
Yeah.
Hey, Melissa, we have a new show on the platform. It's called CPS Men in Trenches, something like that. Is that correct, Aaron?
Yes, sir.
CPS Men in Trenches. And we were just joined by one of the co-hosts, Mr. Mike Bartz.
Big beautiful, baby. Big beautiful.
Hi, Melissa. How are you?
Hey, Mike, how are you doing? I actually caught your show the other night.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's
throwing
famous
back
now, Mike.
because it's dangerous. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, he was having headphone problems.
That's you get the $1 million sound systems. Hey, speaking of that, where's
Melissa, I don't know if you know this, but and this is very true. Only the brightest are allowed to go to the Air Force. Right? Everybody else goes to the other branches, but the brightest and the sharpest are allowed to go to the Air Force. And we are lucky to have Mike Bartz. Now, I'm trying to fit that square peg into the round hole. Right?
Yeah, we could always shave off a couple edges.
Mike, how are you? Mike, what state are you in?
I'm doing well, Mr. Davis. How are you, sir?
Good. What state are you in?
I'm in North Carolina.
Oh, that's right. North Carolina.
I'm in North Carolina.
Melissa's
phone call?
Melissa's from South Alabama.
Yeah, I talked to Chris Sapp first today. Alabama's not that far. There's a bunch of beautiful women down in Alabama.
Jesus. How far is Alabama, Mike, from you?
Hell, he's only about a 5-hour drive.
6 hours.
5 or 6?
Yeah, between 5 and 6 hours.
I'm feeling a road trip coming up, Mr. Davis. I'm feeling very soon a road trip, and maybe we can make this work, that we can converge in a spot during your travels.
We can also do on the side. We could do a side hustle and make this, a dating site as well.
Oh,
to help Mike out.
Yeah, well, it seems like every time we put a woman next to him, he's asking for phone numbers and everything else.
Hell, all you got to do, you know what? You take your vacation and you just hold a different little meeting at all these different, fancy places, since you are famous.
Mm-hmm. I always said that, Mr. Davis on the road.
Uh-huh.
We could sell out audiences, Mr. Davis. Every town you hit, you could get like a little. You don't think you could pull that many of a? You don't think you could pull that type of audience?
No, I don't think people are really, in the general population, are really interested in this subject.
No, not in the general population, but I mean, you figure with a child a minute being taken into CPS custody, that's just a child a minute that's taken. With all those extras, I mean, that's 50,000 people per state every year lose children.
I'm in a county that, even though it's a large county, we only have 5 sheriff deputies to the whole county. But they have 17 sellable children in foster care. 17 sellable families worth of children in foster care. They only got like 5 workers to the whole CPS office. And when they terminate the rights to a child here, they either ship them to South Florida or they ship them up to Chicago or out to New York.
I wonder why.
They don't have foster homes, and they only have like maybe 7, 8 group homes to the whole state. But see, the really bad thing about Alabama is, like, most states have the group of ombudsmen that are supposed to kind of watchdog CPS and make sure they're following the rules. There is no oversight commission for CPS in the state of Alabama. None. Because when I first got involved with them, that was one of the first questions I asked is, who makes sure CPS is doing their job? I drove up to the Capitol. I went into the main branch, our state level branch. I spoke to people there. I complained about the director, who was my caseworker from our branch. And they sent the complaint back to the director to decide how she was going to handle the complaint against her.
Very interesting.
So you just got to go to the national ombudsman then, I guess. And Mr. Davis says, take it to the top.
Well, you know, there's the Department of Health and Human Services in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, they're kind of all in the process of getting fired and reprimanded right now.
Why? What's that?
Well, they had that thing on the news about HHS had some major reprimands all the way down to Fauci. They just had a big speech thing on it the other day about they're not following the Constitution. Heck, state of Alabama just went through a couple major investigations with their CPS. The DOJ ruled that there is child neglect against the children in Alabama because they're not meeting any of the educational needs of the children. And they're taking special need kids and putting them in places that aren't equipped to deal with them. And they've had quite a few child deaths in the state over it.
Oh, wow. Well, Melissa, did you have any other questions for me today?
No, I think that was really just it, you know, trying to figure out some way to find this lady some help.
Yeah, tell her to definitely call me. I'll try to help her out. When you call her, tell her to be prepared to talk to me. She'll need a copy of the last 3 minute orders. She can get that by going to the clerk's office with her government issued ID. And I need to see the minute orders, okay?
Yeah, I'm actually, I think that might have been some of what she sent me. But I did tell her to start documenting everything better, start recording things, you know.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Melissa. Have a good day.
Yep, you too.
I'll say it for you, Mr. Vincent. I'll say it for you, Mr. Davis. Melissa, bow out of it. Stay out of it. It's no longer your concern. Get your girl on the phone with Mr. Davis. That's what he's trying to tell you nicely.
I wasn't trying to say that, Mike. Come on. Mike, there's a book. There's a book I'm going to recommend you. It was recommended to me many years ago. And the first time that somebody recommended it to me, I threw the book at them and told them basically to F off.
Oh, Jesus.
So get ready to duck, though.
And 10 years later, another guy who I respected immensely and older, at the time he was older than me, he recommended the book to me. And since then, I read the book once a year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Alchemist.
And
how to influence friends, or how to influence people and make friends, or something like that.
How to win friends and influence people.
Wow. Good job, Mike.
Once a year, Mike.
I throw that book away once a year.
Good work, Mike. That's crazy.
You know,
or
Mike,
have you heard
the book actually works. It actually works.
Yeah, I throw that book away once a year.
What is that other one that you recommend all the time too? What is it? The money about dollars in the court systems, or what is it? What is that other book you always refer?
The Economic Analysis of the Law.
Yes, there we go. Economic analysis.
Yeah.
I want to get that and check that out.
But anyways, I spent 4 hours on the phone with Christopher Sapp last night.
Oh, good. How's he doing?
Oh, that man
He's an
loves his
interesting
acronyms, doesn't he?
Yeah, he speaks very well. I watched that show over today to see what, whatever, and he speaks very, very well.
I mean,
He's actually
between
enjoyed
DVPOs and yeah, I mean, he's a very smart man. Do not second guess that man. I mean, but he is Air Force, so.
Oh, he's Air Force as well?
Yeah, he's ex-Air Force. Yes, sir.
I didn't know that. I knew his son was a Marine.
Yeah, his son's a recon Marine.
Oh, Jesus. I guess
a
he's
dangerous
decorated,
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dangerous man. Yeah.
He's Force Recon.
Or Force Recon, is that what it is? Yeah.
I would be
yeah,
scared too if
both
getting yelled at by
both
him.
very interesting men. But yeah, 4 hours. Long and short of it, he is. I told him he's fighting in the dark because he doesn't have all the paperwork. He needs to get all his paperwork. One is he's got to get out of it and let his son do the fighting. I mean, and I tried to tell him that nicely. But then again, I didn't read the book. I keep throwing it away. So I just told him bluntly, that's the way it is. You got to get the heck out of it. Let your boy fight this. If is he articulate? I mean, can the man talk? Can he hold his own ground? He said, yeah. Well, then you got to get out of it. And and another thing, I mean, what's that?
I said it's his father, no matter how old you are, that's
I understand that. I understand that. But I mean, at a certain point, and he's fighting for his grandkids. So I understand the man's passion. I mean, he's definitely passionate. And I love his passion. I mean, he just.
How much of an influence is it when parents, because you just see this all the time, right? So you see the parents or the grandparents wanting to fight their kids' battles for the grandkids. Are you seeing that? Does that throw off a mix, a lot, when you see, like the parents are like a two phase here, you got the grandkids and their kids, and they're trying to fight the whole realm for everybody. I mean, does it cause a lot of hate and discontent, or is it, I don't know, what do you have for recommendations for families that are in that situation?
Let the parent handle it. The actual, biological parent.
Mm.
Hey, Mike, you know what rule number 1 is from How to Win Friends and Influence People?
Shut up and listen.
No. Never criticize or complain.
Well, yeah, I blow that right out the water. I mean, that right from the poop and goop. I'm straight down the tubes quick.
So, no
I go
friends,
straight down the tubes quick with that.
That's what I face every day when I wake up. When I got our show, this is what I face: no friends, no listeners.
And I can't win a football game.
No, you can't. When who are you betting on today, Mike? Patriots, Jets. Who do you got?
I ain't telling you, just so you can get some money.
What about you, Mr.
You're going to bet opposite of me, and you win some money.
Are you a football guy, Mr. Davis?
Yes and no. I'm more of a football guy during the playoffs, right? But for example, today I'm going to watch the Ram game.
Mm-hmm.
Rams.
Do you remember the last 2 times the Rams were in the Super Bowl?
I remember the last time. At that season, I went to a lot of Ram games.
Did you really?
Yeah, at SoFi.
I used to love that. But I believe that the last time they played.
I watch sports like I go to church.
Never.
It was going to be either or, either all the time or never, right? They don't make pews tall enough for him.
Mike, how tall are you?
Oh no, I go to church. I go to church on Easter. I go on all special days: Easter, Christmas, and Black and what is it? Not Black Friday, but Ash Wednesday.
Jesus.
And then I watch the Super Bowl. I watch some of the playoffs. I watch World Series, and I watch the NFL Finals.
Are you Catholic, Mike?
Yes, sir.
So you're a C&E Catholic, Christmas
Well,
and
I
Easter.
mean, yeah. Well, I'm a GCB. I'm a good Catholic boy. But no, I mean that's what I identify as. But
what?
But I go to church, like I said. I mean, it's I don't participate like I should. I mean, I'm more of a believer than I am religious, I guess I should say. I mean, I'll hit my knees and pray in a heartbeat, but I just don't do it in a church.
Don't do it in a church.
Right.
All right.
I have too many arguments for them.
You know what fundamental rule number 2 is?
Oh my goodness. You're going to test me on here in front of everybody? No, I don't. What's fundamental number 2?
Appreciate all people sincerely. Appreciate all people sincerely.
Sincerity. That's a good one.
Well, I love you too. So, I mean, does that mean anything? Do I get anywhere with that?
Well, I always took all people literally as all people.
Oh no, Deidre annoys the heck out of me.
Where is this Deidre this morning? Mr. Davis, you know, I
adore Deidre. She's awesome.
I think we should do a Sunday morning Raw when we do Sunday mornings. Sometimes it'll be just me and you or whoever shows up. Do you think that we could just do like an all out, just whatever it is, we just talk about for an hour? We get guests, whoever shows up, like Sunday brunch, we'll call it or something.
That's a good one. I like that.
And just kind of, you don't have to wear the tie, take the tie down, maybe come in cash. I mean, I think that would be fun, man.
But no, the whole like everybody or respect everybody thing doesn't work when you're dealing with CPS.
You sure? Well, have you adjusted your strategy, Mike?
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't participate in anything now.
How's that strategy working for you?
I tell you what, I'll wait for that laugh.
Oh man. Oh, that was
Mike, I changed my strategy in the fact that
did I tell you the story about my friend that picked football winners for gambling? Did I ever tell you about that guy?
Yeah, that's the joke that I was using earlier. I can't win a football game.
Right. For years, he would tell me how the Minnesota Vikings were going to win the Super Bowl.
Like, what's with your delay, man? Me and Davis, you're like 4 seconds behind us.
Maybe it's internet. Maybe it's your internet speed.
Maybe he's he's higher than us. How tall are you, Mr. Davis? 6 feet?
Me? No, I'm 5'8".
Yeah, so we're the same height. So it must be Mike's a little bit higher than us. Takes time to get the sound down. Good.
Yeah, I was there. I was 5'8" in 3rd grade.
Me too.
Let me sign out and I'll come back in. All right.
He's coming. Yeah, you come on back. Mr. David, where is your sound box? Where did you
what?
Sound? You never set up your sound system, huh?
You know, I have it right here. It
Oh,
is,
there it is. Yeah.
but I don't know how to set it up.
It's got to be pretty straightforward. No, you just got to plug it in.
I haven't read the directions. You know, I plugged it in, and then I, you know, I don't know what to do from there.
I'll push something. What have I got for new? I got new voices today. Let's see. This is Jackie. Here, can you hear me when this changes? Let me see here. Hold on. So this is AI Jackie. This.
Oh, there we go. Can I change my voice? Am I a different person? What do you think, Mr. Davis? Is it not like me anymore or no?
I don't understand what's going on.
Did my voice change?
Oh,
Oh.
sounds the same.
Well, then it didn't work. I will figure this out.
I don't know. So this, what's Latoya over there?
Latoya was supposed to be on the show today.
Oh, she's the one that missed it. Do you guys have a list of common reasons when and why CPS gets called in? Mr. D?
You know, suspected drug abuse, domestic violence, physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse.
Criminal activity, dirty dishes, not paying attention, kid running around on the street unaccompanied by their parents.
Latoya says she was supposed to call in at 11:45. Latoya, the show is on at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's on for about 50 minutes. So I don't know what 11:45 means. Are you back east or something? If you're back east, if you're on Darren time, 11:45 would be 8:45 my time, which would be 11:45 your time. But the problem is that we called you, Latoya, and you didn't answer the phone. So I'm not sure that time matters.
Right. Well, that's just this happening a lot lately too.
Latoya, what state are you in? Okay, what state are you in? Because if you're on the West Coast, you should have logged in at 8:45. Latoya, what state are you in?
Latoya!
Florida. Okay, so you would
East
have
Coast.
logged in at 11:45 your time, which is 8:45 my time, which would have been just in time for the 9 a.m. show. But at approximately 9 a.m., since you hadn't logged in, I called you. Darren and I called you from the green room,
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't answer. Now, you know what? I will send you a link right now to click on, and you can join the show right now, Latoya. And you
Come
can
on,
ask
Latoya.
me.
Come on down.
You can. I didn't see a call. What, Latoya? Come on. Do you have an email address? I can go ahead and send you an invite right now, or you can use the invite that was emailed to you yesterday by the executive producer, Miss Grace. She says, "Okay." I wonder what "okay" means.
Okie dokie. Sure. Yes. I don't know. Maybe something else. I'm really starting to begin to realize how different this world is. Like, just, the difference between us to you and then the Middle West people. And it's, there's some places I talk to people that they're stuck in time. That's the way when I was out in California in 2015 for the fires, I was out there for like 2 months, and I was in Calistoga, and I thought that place felt like I was stuck in the middle of time. I was there for a couple of months, and that felt like a 1970s, like all the roadside attractions and everything, geysers and all kinds of things. It felt the petrified forest. No, it's crazy. It's just crazy how this whole country is just different everywhere you go. But
I don't think Latoya is going to be on.
no, she doesn't like to link it. I don't think Mike ever come back either, did he?
No.
Very sensitive.
Who, Mike?
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah, you got to coddle him a little bit. You know, burp him. You know, he's really, he is a nice dude, but you know, just a little emotional. My dad, he was in the Air Force, and they called that flying a desk. That's what my dad said whenever anybody asked him what he did in the Air Force. He said, I fly a desk, man. He really didn't fly a desk. He was in combat support group, but.
Well, since we lost Mike and Latoya Gibson can't seem to click on. Any questions you have for me, Mr. Oh, there's Latoya.
Yeah. Oh, Latoya's in.
Latoya?
Oh, there she is.
Yes.
That doesn't look like a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Latoya, you made it. You got like 10 minutes. So shoot, you got the king right here in front of you all to yourself.
Okay, so back in 2017, whatever, I had left my children home alone. So by me leaving them home alone, I had got a child neglect. And they put me in jail for 2 days, and I was able to bond out. And then I fought for my kids, whatever. They gave me a case plan. You know what I'm saying? I did everything that I was supposed to do to parenting. They gave me psychological evaluation. They gave me therapy, and I completed everything that I was supposed to do. They gave me it's another program where they help you do services. Yeah, like dress for less. You know what I'm saying? Different things like that. And then you know what I'm saying, I continue over to do my visitation with my kids. And then after I did my visitation with my kids, whatever, and I did everything I was supposed to do, they gave me a reunification. And then my kids came home, you know what I'm saying, November 7th, November 9th and November 19th, whatever, in 2019, 18. And then I had my kids, whatever. I was pregnant at the time with my sixth child. And I had ended up keeping her because I did everything I was supposed to do successfully. And then my case was closed out by December 2nd, 2019. And then my ex-husband, I was married at the time. I divorced him now. He took over and left the children home alone.
Oh my
In
gosh.
2020, 7 months later, after the case closed. And then when he left them home alone, that was a child neglect. So he got charged with child neglect. He went to jail, and
He didn't learn
and
his
then
lesson.
my kids was taken. My kids was taken the following next month. They had came to the home, and two workers, and I had signed the paper because I didn't have anything. I thought it was like a helpful service, and I didn't know my rights. So I volunteered whatever to sign the services because you know, I didn't commit no crime or do anything wrong. So I didn't see no problem with you know, volunteering with these services. So after I did that, they took and went a month later, like a couple of days later, whatever. They came June the 6th, and then they came June the 9th, and then you know what I'm saying, to look at the kids. And then I didn't see them for a whole month and some days. They came back July the 6th. And she told me whatever that they was gonna take my kids. You know what I'm saying, like that. They was like, is you know what I'm saying, is your mom, you know what I'm saying, got the kids, because she felt like my mom had alcohol in her system. So my mom, whatever, while I was outside, I had my Uncle Bernard girlfriend. She was in there, and then my uncle, and then my godfather and my stepfather was there. And then while I was outside talking to them, she was like, you know what I'm saying, is y'all gonna how is you gonna watch the kids and you out here talking to me? You know what I'm saying, like that. I said, Miss Sally in there. But Miss Sally whatever came outside and she felt like my mom shouldn't have you know what I'm saying, been with my kids, whatever. So while I was outside talking to her, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to go inside the house to check on my kids. You know what I'm saying? They was gonna do a walkthrough and give me a pack and play and do a walkthrough. They said they want to do their final walkthrough.
Hold on. Latoya, hold on a second. Hold on.
Yes.
Before you finish with the story, did you have any questions that you wanted to ask me?
Yes. Well, I was inside the hospital of I had my 9th baby August 7th. And I'm trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, they want to do like going inside the home and see the baby area, sleeping area. Should I let them in to see the sleeping area?
Do you have an attorney that's representing you in the case?
No, I don't have no attorney right now. This right here is CPS.
Well, it's hard to say whether you should let them in or not. Do you have anything that you're concerned about that they might see?
No.
Oh, then probably let them in.
Okay. Yeah, because I keep seeing these videos surface around whatever. They was like, if you let them in, you know what I'm saying, then it starts a case, you know what I'm saying, like that or something like that. I don't know. But I didn't sign any paperwork or anything.
Okay. One of the things I think you should get is a Florida attorney. You think you can do that?
Well, I have the attorney that helped me got my my 8th child. I have you know what I'm saying, him, you know what I'm saying, like if it was a case to open whatever, he would be back on my case.
Okay.
If it was a case to be open, like if they was to turn it over to DCF, you know what I'm saying, he would be on my case, the attorney for my case.
Well, I think that you should probably give him a call as well and ask for his advice. Okay?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions you wanted to tell me?
And also of for my 7 children of you know what I'm saying, with all the fraudulent things whatever that happened within the court, all the lies and stuff that I'm able to prove whatever wrong whatever, I'm trying to figure out how can, you know what I'm saying, I take whatever and open that case back up whatever, even though it's been TPR. I tried to do I tried to fight whatever and get my kids back whatever, but they tried to say to the Supreme Court judge as well that I'm only stating hearsay whatever and not facts.
Did you have an attorney at that time?
I had an attorney whatever, but they jumped off the case whatever because one of them left. She was a legal counsel. And then she had left off the case, and then I had got a pro bono lawyer, whatever, and he left off the case, whatever, because you know what I'm saying, they couldn't fight it because the judge already made his ruling.
Did you appeal?
I appealed, whatever, but they said on the appeal letter, they said that it's only hearsay and not facts, which is, you know what I'm saying, I can prove over them wrong. They use bits and pieces from my 2017 cases, whatever, that I successfully completed. And they said that I didn't, they try to make it, my good case, whatever, that I successfully completed, they try to make it look bad. Because my original judge was not on that case.
What city are you in Florida?
Tampa.
Is it a possibility that you can try to find an attorney in Tampa that could give you a free consultation?
I'm not sure, but I can try to find one.
Yeah, try to find one, okay?
Yes.
Because that person will, I think, be able to help you. All right?
Right. So what kind of lawyer would I look for? Appeal lawyer?
No, first look for a lawyer that does something called juvenile dependency or CPS defense.
Excuse me.
Okay?
Yes.
Hey, Latoya, I want to thank you for coming on, asking me questions. Keep in touch and let me know what's going on, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Thank
Bye.
Give him hell, Latoya.
Okay, we have Mr. Mike Bartz back. Mr. Bartz, how are you?
I'm fine until I heard Darren say I was sensitive.
Yeah, I did. I did say that, Mike.
Did you see Suzanne says you were in the chair horse?
Cheer force.
Yeah, chair force.
That's funny.
And she's absolutely right. That's what they call us, chair force.
Yeah. I was saying my dad used to say he flew a desk.
She must be married to a Marine. Yeah, she must be married to a Marine or a grunt, a cran eater or a grunt.
Jarhead is what I heard.
Jarhead.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jarhead. Yep. That's what Pap's son was, right?
Did that lady say she have 7 kids?
No, 9. Get it right, Mike.
9 kids.
Mm.
I
Just
can't even
keep on
keep
going,
one.
I guess. I know. Well, I mean, I don't know.
You're not having enough of them, Mike.
Yeah.
I think that's what it
How
is.
many-
I need to procreate.
What's the biggest family you've ever defended, Mr. Davis?
I think about like 7.
7.
Yeah,
7
Wow.
kids in CPS at the same time?
right.
Man
That's
alive.
crazy.
I grew up in the age of baby boomers, so I mean both my parents had 12 plus kids in their families.
Wow. How could you even afford that this day
Oh,
and age?
she's married to a Air Force flight engineer.
Mm. Mr. Davis, what about you? You got any questions for
Oh,
us?
but he's an officer.
Why don't we
Excuse
flip it
me.
around?
Sorry.
Why don't you ask questions to the people that we have in the panel about their things? That way you could get an understanding of what it's like to be on this side of the fence.
I don't really have any questions for you folks. It's not that I don't love you guys, but I just, it's not something I really ever thought about.
Mm. But now you might tonight.
Yes,
You
I
might be
duck
thinking,
underneath the
well,
shower head to take a shower.
Yeah.
How far are
left
you
arm.
from? Darren? How far are you from Mike driving time?
Like 10 hours, 9 hours, probably.
Oh,
Not
that
very
far.
far.
Okay.
That's not that far. 8. Alexa, how long will it take me to drive from Maine to North Carolina?
From Maine, a drive to North Carolina would take about 13 hours.
Yeah,
and
so
39
10
minutes.
hours. Because that
Well,
shows them
9 or 10. She just said 13.
Yeah, but that has her coming from the top of Maine. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh.
So it takes 5 hours to go through Maine, 7 hours, something like that. So you're coming up here, aren't you? Here in the next couple soon?
Supposed to.
I'll have to pick you up
Road
at the
trip.
airport. We go stay at the Paul Bunyan Hotel. You know, in Bangor, there's a big Paul Bunyan
Don't ride in
statue
his
right
car. Don't ride in his car.
I'll write in crayon all over the window. We'll get Deidre up here to write Davis or bust.
I wonder what
Yeah,
happened to you.
I don't know. There could be one of many things that happens to Deidre. Yeah.
Well, you're just cynical of all your co-hosts today, aren't you, Darren?
Yeah, well, you know.
Let's talk about your hairdo, brother.
I just cut my hair. Look at this. I just cut it. Yes,
We
sir.
can tell.
Nice,
I know.
Dave.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Stop
Look at
that.
That's beautiful. Someone
Does your
like
wife-
Mr. Davis?
Does your wife like it?
Yes, sir. That's all that matters, right? My wife loves it. Do you know how much money I've saved in hair? Do you cut your own hair,
she's
Mr.
lying to
Davis?
you. No.
No. All right. So this is what, $12? My hair grows like a weed, man. So $12 every time I go to the barber. Over 15 years, I haven't gone to a barber. I've done it myself for 15 years. And that's a lot of moolah.
Yeah. Lots.
You know, you do all kinds of other things like have $900 electric bills.
Hey, gentlemen, we're coming to the end of the show. Any last comments or questions?
No, I think that's it.
All right.
good.
Well,
I mean,
going to
other
the
than on my case, I filed a motion I filed a motion that got rejected, like Big Dog. But other than that, nothing.
were you surprised?
No, not at all.
No.
Yeah.
I was sensitive about it.
All right, folks. Thank you for both joining me today, and we'll see everyone tomorrow at 7 o'clock Pacific time,
Mhm.
which will be 10 o'clock for you folks on the East Coast.
Yes,
All right.
sir. And don't forget tomorrow, Men in the Trenches. We'll be
What
here
time?
4 o'clock Eastern.
MIA or
All right, Men in the Trenches
MIT.
with Mr. Darren Guy and Mr. Mark Brights. Please watch. All right. See everyone
All right, guys.
tomorrow on this show tomorrow
Yep.
at 7
All
p.m.
right, thank
Pacific.
you.
Bye-bye.
We'll be telling